Okay, now at this point, you're going to pause the video and you're going to read pages 55 all the way to page 58 by yourself. I won't be reading this part to you because it's about the different flowers and different things that you need to know about those flowers. You can read that independently and then start the clip again, and we're going to answer the questions on page 59, the comprehension check 3.4 together, even though we're not here and it's not interactive, but we'll still do it together. We'll wing it. Okay, oh, and Venom probably will want to answer some questions. What? You still have your tongue? What is... Okay, well, we'll get back together again in a minute. Okay, at this point, hopefully you've read those pages up to page 58. Now, we're going to answer the questions on the comprehension check 3.4 on page 59. This time, I have Chewbacca to help me. Yeah, I don't know. He looks a little angry. I don't know if he doesn't like science or it's personal about me. I don't know, but he does look a little angry, but we're going to try it anyway. Although he doesn't even speak, does he? He just does that weird sound, so he may not even be able to answer questions. But anyway, we'll give it a shot. So question number 1, name the parts of the tulip flower. What are missing and what is the purpose of each plant? Let me show you it so you can see and we can answer these together. Hold that thought. Okay, so here we go. We have the pistil right in the middle, which the pistil is the part that makes the seeds. We have the stamens, which are the part that has the pollen, and then the petals, of course, which are red, and I believe that's a sepal right there. Each part, the sepal protects the flower until it opens up, and the stamens have the pollen and help pollinate the plant. Then you have the pistil, which makes the seeds, and then the petals, which attract the insects or birds to pollinate. Question number 2, what would a farmer call the daisies growing in his hayfields weeds? Or why would he call them weeds? For a Jelly Belly. Let's see if that cheers up Mr. Chewbacca a little. For a Jelly Belly, what's your answer? Oh, hey, that's not bad. He said because the weeds are growing where it's a flower. Yeah, it's not typically thought of as a weed, but they're growing where they're not wanted. That's what weeds are. Wow, you didn't have to yell, Chewbacca. Okay, so here's your Jelly Belly. Oh, see, you don't gotta slurp on all of them, you know, don't get them all gross. Okay, anyway, next, name 2 important jobs that weeds do. Do we remember what those 2 things are? Now, Mrs. R remembers one off the top of my head. It provides a lot of seeds for birds. Oh, I remember the other one. And it helps to break up soil so it's not so compacted and kind of aerated a little bit. Good thing I remembered. Okay, and then the other question number 4 is just saying, whoa, that scared me. Hello, sorry. Another distraction. The other question has to do with pages 55 through 58. Sorry, that was my phone, by the way, but I turned it off. And just read those pages to yourself and familiarize yourself with those flowers. Okay, thanks for joining us. Talk to you later. Miss you. Hello, 4th grade students at Harvest Christian School. This is Mrs. Roxburgh again, along with Venom. At least I think his name is Venom. I mean, what's up with that tongue? It's so inappropriate. Venom, put the tongue back in your mouth. It's not appropriate. I told him. But he's going to be watching along with us as we do science today. I'm going to be covering pages 55 through 60 today. And he's going to be watching along with us, although he's not a very good listener because his tongue is still out. Ew. But I'm going to set him aside because he's having some troubles listening today. So he's going to watch off to the side. But before we begin, I want to do some review about plants. First, we're reviewing photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. 5 syllables, that's a big word. Photo means light, and synthesis or synthesize means to make. So it means literally, you know, a plant's making its own food using light. In this case, the light is sun. The sunlight. I have my plant friend here again. Thank you to Layton. Thank you, Layton. And this is a peace lily, by the way, in case you're curious. And this plant is taking in moisture from the water that I've given it, along with sunlight, and what I expire, which is carbon dioxide, sorry. Well, it didn't crumple up and fizzle up, so I guess my breath isn't too bad, at least today anyway. But so it's taking the carbon dioxide along with the moisture, the sunlight, and creating its own food through a process called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, in that process, it's making its own food, which happens to be sugar, or something that we have in our house all the time, like table sugar, believe it or not. Crazy, right? So it's making its own sugar and its own food. Now, I'm going to show you something on the board. Hang on. Hey, Mrs. R again. Now, you may be wondering, what in the world is Mrs. Rosper showing us right now? Well, this happens to be the chemical equation for the process of photosynthesis. Now, you may be going, what in the world? Why is she showing this to me? I'm just fourth grader. What is she doing? Well, for some of you out there, and maybe all of you, you might find this interesting. So this happens to be a balanced chemical equation for the process of photosynthesis. So if you see at the beginning of the equation, we have 6 CO2. CO2 is the carbon dioxide in which we're breathing out, and there's 6 of them, plus 6 H2O. H2O, which you probably already know, is the chemical equation for water. So 6 carbon dioxide atoms plus 6 water, H2O or water atoms, combined with the catalyst of sunlight, produces C6H12O6, which is sugar or table sugar, plus 6 O2 atoms, which are oxygen, which is what we breathe. That's part of the process, and that's what they give off. So if you want to impress your parents and, you know, impress your friends, I don't know, you go show them, hey, look, I know how to do chemistry. Here's a chemical equation for photosynthesis. I can't even say it. Photosynthesis. Pretty cool, right? Okay, this is Mrs. R again. Next, we're discussing annual rings. An annual ring is a ring that is in a tree. For each year it grows. And right now we have 2 different characters, which are from completely different franchises that you would just never see together normally. But, you know, these are unusual circumstances. So I'm going to have to ask them to get out of the way so that I can continue my lesson. Excuse me. I need you guys to move. You're in the way of my lesson. Thank you. Okay, so if you look, you can see the annual rings and how much the tree has grown each year. Now, this particular tree happened to be the Christmas tree from downstairs in 2018 from here at Harvest, and it was down in front of the main sanctuary. And because this is a Christmas tree, and it was on a Christmas tree farm, it was growing under optimal conditions, meaning the best conditions possible. So it had plenty of sunlight, plenty of water. So you can see that majority of the annual rings are very big in between. And if we counted them all, we could see how big or how old the tree was. So this tree grew a long time before it was cut down and brought here for our enjoyment at Christmas time here at Harvest. Next, we're going to talk about the 3 types of trees and how the scientists have divided trees into 3 separate groups. One is palms. This is a palm leaf. Got it from my backyard. You know, Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna. I can't pick up a palm leaf without thinking of, you know, or Palm Sunday. But anyway, so that's palm. Then we've got the needle leaf. Needle leaf trees look like this. They're also considered evergreens because they stay evergreen. And they're, you know, thin and a little bit And then we've got the broadleaf trees, which are also deciduous, meaning they lose their leaves in the fall. Now, just a little side note on that, part of the reasons why deciduous trees have to lose their leaves in the fall is because of snow. Now, that's not the case here in Southern California, at least where we live. But in many places, snow, if the deciduous trees and broadleaf trees kept their leaves all winter long, the snow and the amount of snow that would build up on the leaves would probably break the branches off. So scientists suspect that's a big part of why deciduous trees lose their leaves. So because of the shortened photoperiod, meaning the sunlight isn't as long during the fall and the winter, that is a signal to the tree that it is time to stop producing chlorophyll, which is that green matter in plants. And then you're able to see the other colors shine through. The other colors were always there, we just don't see them because the chlorophyll is stronger and takes over the other colors. So once it stops producing that chlorophyll in the fall, then we see those brilliant, beautiful colors that God has made. And it's just lovely to see. So let me show you another example. Here we go. You can see chlorophyll, which gives leaves their green color during photosynthesis. That's what they're doing in the spring and summer months. In the fall, you're going to see the carotenoids, which are always present and produce yellow, orange, and brown colors, carotenoids. You also see the same carotenoids in carrots. That's why they're orange. And then anthocyanins, which are present in some leaves and produce the red and purple colors. Those colors are really beautiful to see. Now, scientists believe that needle-leaf trees don't lose their needles in the fall because snow is able to fall right through them because they're very thin and the snow can fall through and there isn't the buildup that would break branches down if they had a lot of snow on top of it. Now we're going to practice again the parts of the flower because you'll need to know these 4 different parts and then also what they do. We have the sepal, which protects the bud, the petals that attract the insects and birds, stamen, which produces the pollen, and the pistil, which makes the seed. So sepal, petal, stamen, pistil, sepal, petal, stamen, pistil. Practice it over and over. Sepal, petal, stamen, pistil, sepal, petal, stamen, pistil, until you got it down.